Hi, I'm going to start a little rambling about another poem of Eliot, so I should pick somebody else soon, right? This picture, we were out yesterday walking in a forest, and I thought it looked a bit like a person, like obviously covered in moss. It's obviously a tree, where their hands or hand is reaching down towards their nuts, which I thought was funny. So I'm going to use this to talk about this poem, which is called Engine, which is a prose poem written by Eliot. Previously I talked about Hysteria, which I thought was his only prose poem, but I found this one, and I think there is one other one, but I can't remember what it's called. He wrote this in 1910, but it wasn't published until 1997 in that March Hare book, which, now that I think about it, the title relates to won, to be or not to be, sacat. I'm not sure about the March bit. Anyhow, I'll read the poem first. The engine hammered and hummed. Flat faces of American businessmen lay along the tiers of chairs in one plane, broken only by the salient of a brown cigar and the red angle of a sixpenny magazine. The machine was hard, deliberate, and alert, having chosen with motives and ends unknown to cut through the fog. It pursued its course. The life of the deck stirred and was silent like a restless scale on the smooth surface. The machine was certain and sufficient as a rosebush, indifferently justifying the aimless parasite. After the engine stopped, I lay in bed listening while the wash subsided and the scuffle of feet died out. The music ceased, but a mouth organ from the steerage picked up the tune. I switched on the light only to see on the wall a spider talked as a drumhead, the life of endless geological periods concentrated into a small spot of intense apathy at my feet. And if the ship goes down, I thought drowsily, he is prepared and will somehow persist, for he is very old, but the flat faces. So it's 2 paragraphs or 2 stanzas, and I'm sure Eliot wrote something along the lines of, you understand why this can't be published. I can't remember if it's in relation to this specific poem because I can't find the link right now. So the engine hammered and hummed. Hammered, you've got Nietzsche's Gotterdammerung, how to philosophize with a hammer, of which he says, this style is my philosophy in a nutshell, radical to the point of criminality. So I thought that was intriguing. The hammer also links with Thor, Molyneux, and hammer and hummed could also be referring to noise, which is a din, as in Odin, which also links to what the thunder said in the wasteland. So I've got Benjamin Thorpe's translation of a bit of the Thor legend. Then said Therm, the Thyrse's lord, bring the hammer in, the bride to consecrate lay Molyneux, and on the maiden's knee, unite us each with other by the hand of Vor. Upon which Freya grabs the hammer, so the gods get it back. I thought it was interesting. It was Freya, that links to Friday, and Mokosh, which I think was the Croatian goddess I was talking about yesterday. Also interesting reference to the maiden's knee and the bride. I have more.